Okay, this is going to be really fun. Welcome, everyone, to the first ever episode of the Rooted Intimacy podcast. I'm not sure that that's going to be the name, but for now, that's the name because I just needed to get started. And I was so eager to get started that I just spoke to the nothingness for 10 minutes without recording. So now I'm going to start over again. And I am doing this podcast for a few different reasons. But the number one is to just fucking start and overcome my fear of many things: rejection, not being perfect, sounding like an idiot, being cringe, all of these things. And that has just kept me frozen in many different aspects of my life. And so I'm doing this and I'm jumping in the water, and I've spent like half a day already working and trying to get the technical stuff up and running. And this is good enough. Like there's a point where you just got to jump and just got to go. And as you can see, if you're watching on YouTube, the video is not perfect and the lighting isn't perfect and the sound, I'm sure, is not perfect. I've had different issues with that, but fuck it, we're just starting. And so it feels good, although it feels weird. Um, I wrote down some other reasons why I'm doing this so that I don't forget because I am super nervous. And the next one is that I started my online coaching business about 3 months ago. And part of that was starting a new Instagram account, and I've been posting there every day. But it's short form content, which is like 30 seconds, maximum like 1 minute. So many times I'm taking a video myself, it's 2 minutes long, and then I have to minimize that down to 30 seconds, and it's a pain in the ass, and but also really cool and interesting to get like ideas across in a minimal amount of time. But at the same time, I also feel like I want some breathing room and I want a space where I can just kind of talk more freely and go deeper into different topics that on short form content it just doesn't work properly. So there will be on Spotify as a podcast and on YouTube as video. And let's see, let's play around with it. I think also for you guys, like sometimes you just want to hear someone who's going deeper on some subject and not just giving like the three highlights. And so that is one of the ideas. Another idea is that I've never really practiced selling properly. So I have this big fear of selling, which I do want to tackle and I do want to get better at. But in the meantime, until I get to those in front of clients and sales calls, I also want to make it easier for people to start working with me if they are the right kind of clients for me and I'm the right kind of coach, mentor for them. And like I'm doing a course now, I'm participating in a course with a woman who is helping me with build the online business. And I reached her through a Spotify podcast of hers and I listened to a bunch of her episodes. And this built rapport before even getting on a call with her and even realizing that what she offers. Like I thought that she was a coach for coaches. And throughout the episodes, I started, building trust with her. And like I started trusting her and feeling more comfortable with her and just kind of taking a liking to her ideas and how she came across. And so when the time came and I was like, okay, I need a course, and I noticed that she has a course, it was an easy sell. Like I did get on a call with her just to ask a few questions that I wasn't sure about, but I didn't need hard selling. And so I feel that that is definitely something that can be really helpful and useful to me in the business if I don't need to be hard selling myself. Also because it just feels super weird and cringe. Although obviously it's something that people do all the time and it's absolutely fine. But I also want to make my life easier and make your life easier so that you can, maybe it's uncomfortable for you also to get on a sales call. And if you could just listen to a few episodes around topics that interest you, and you can be like, oh, yeah, I trust this guy. This Daniel dude is interesting to me. He knows what he's talking about. Amazing. And it might do the opposite, and it'll minimize time for both of us because you realize, no, actually, this is not what I need. He's not the right person for me. I want to work with a woman. I want to work with someone face to face. I want to work with someone on a different topic. My next thing that I wrote down is just practice talking more. So, like, really practicing getting my ideas across and articulating things that I have to say, which comes naturally to me when I'm sitting one on one with people or in a session. But I haven't really practiced this. Well, I have. We had the Fuck It podcast, my wife and I. Maybe we'll still do it. I don't know. But that also is different because she was there and we're kind of bouncing ideas off each other, and in a sense that makes it easier. And she asked me questions, and then I can think. And here it's like, whoa, I need to deal with all this on my own and kind of hold this space by myself. Maybe I'll interview people in the future. Let's see. This is just the beginning. But it's something I really want to practice and get better at getting ideas across. And I'm already imagining I want to get to that 100th episode where it's not perfect, obviously, because I'm human, but I'm much better. I'm much more articulate. The episode is much more coherent. I don't feel nervous. I feel maybe excited. I am much more confident in myself and getting my ideas across like poof. But in order to get there, there is no bypass. Like I have to start here. That is a huge understanding for me in the last few months. Like if I'm not going to take these steps, no one is going to take these steps for me. And then I would say the most important one, which I got to almost towards the end, is adding value to you guys. And why is it low on the list? Because right now I am thinking a lot about myself. I'm kind of scrambling. I'm trying to build this business. I don't know what the fuck I'm doing. And I'm taking it step by step. So I'm trying to do different things that will make my life easier, will get me out there. I do want to reach more clients because I genuinely want to help people. I also want to make a living. Yes, obviously. So I'm trying to get those two things together. And because I'm still in, I would say, survival mode and scrambling, I'm not fully in my center of like, I am just here to help and add value. Like, I understand that I would love to just sit on my chair and people would come to me and I'm just helping them, but I need to take action and get myself out there and market it myself and talk about the ideas online that I want to be talking about in sessions so that people can connect. You can connect with me. Potential clients can see. You can connect and then refer someone to me or come work with me yourself. So this is all new to me, but I understand that in order to get to those episodes where I am adding deep value, where I'm talking about topics that I want to be talking about, going in depth, adding value, I need to start somewhere. So that's that. And that leads me to the next thing that comes to me, which is what the hell are we doing here in general? What am I doing here? What is rooted intimacy? And I'll talk, for a few minutes about that. So I really want to promote closeness and intimacy between people, between friends, between romantic partners, between lovers, because I really feel that there's so much loneliness in this world. And I feel that we are here in this world with many other peoples in order to connect. And the more technology is advancing, the more AI is coming in, the more we are distancing ourselves from each other without even realizing or noticing. It's already happened with our computers, with our laptops, with our Androids, iPhones, what's the word? Phones, our mobile phones. And I feel that there are skills to learn that we can get better at so that we can still stay connected. I think all these things, all technology and AI is amazing when used properly, but we mustn't forget our human connection. There is so much that you get from a hug that you just cannot get from a device, that you get from a good, deep conversation when you're looking someone, in four eyes, that you don't get from talking to ChatGPT. Like it's just irreplaceable. And I find it so important. And I see that how I, over the years, was limiting intimacy in my life because of fear, because I didn't know, because I didn't know how to connect. I didn't know what to say. I didn't know how to act. And this is something that I suffered from for many years. And even in my long term 15-year relationship, like at least half of it, there was so much distance between us because we just didn't know. And so part of what I'm teaching, what I'm going to be teaching, what I've learned around intimacy is that in order to be intimate with someone, we must shed our layers, we must shed our masks. And a way to do that is to just fucking be real. And this is what I want to be doing here on the podcast. I want to model it as best as I see it. Obviously, there are many different ways, and I'm in no way saying this is the best or only way, but this is how I see it fit. Just fucking being real, being raw, bringing myself as I am. And it's messy at times, and I don't know what I'm talking about, and I'm nervous, and it's not perfect. But many times, this is what removes masks, and this is what allows people to take a step closer, trust us more. If you are dating a woman and she or a man and they are closed off and you feel like this guard is up, your mind, your brain doesn't know how to interpret that. Your brain, on one hand, maybe the person is just shy. You might say that, but there's a signal in your brain going off saying like, danger, danger. Maybe this person isn't trustworthy. Maybe they'll cheat on me. Maybe they'll hurt me. Maybe they'll do something that I won't agree with because they're hiding something from me. Most cases, they really are just nervous. They're scared. They're afraid to open up because they're afraid to let you in because they're afraid that you'll hurt them. And so it does take at least one side to be brave, to be courageous, and start shedding those layers and just being truthful. And part of that is just sharing real stuff, sharing vulnerably what we're going through, what we feel, what our fears are going into this relationship. And same goes with friends and family members. So I'd say I can try and be perfect and try and act like I know what I'm saying and know what I'm doing and be like, da 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 da, and you should do this and this and this and this. But that's not my truth. And I don't believe that that's what's going to build trust. And it doesn't feel right to me. And I will get better as I go along, and I'll be able to sound more coherent and better in a truthful way. But this is the way I see it. So, yeah, this is me. Hi. And it does feel good. I do feel like this energy kind of flowing down, dispersing. I noticed that I am getting hungry as well because I have been on, like I said, for the last few hours trying to get this to work. And I was like, should I eat? And then I was like, no, but I'm already, motivated and I have momentum. So I'm just getting it started, and it's okay. It's going to be a short episode anyway. So we're good. And last thing I wrote is skin in the game. So I feel also for myself, like it is scary. And every step of the way, there are more fears coming up. This is another thing I want to talk about in the podcast, which is like just behind the scenes of building this business and what it's like and what it entails and what it takes from me. Let's see, maybe yes, maybe no, but probably yes. And so part of it is like, oh, like, oh, it's okay. I just did, 85 videos on Instagram. So if I close the Instagram and I stop and I go find a job or whatever, I'll be fine. Now, it might come to that, but I really, really hope not. I really hope that this is going to create momentum for myself, for my clients, and it's going to grow. And I really, really do believe in it because I really believe in the change that this can bring to the world and to people around me. And so the more skin in the game I have, the more I will feel committed, the more I will feel pot committed, as we used to say in poker. And so the more money you have in the pot, the more you're willing to stay in for another round. So that's that. Like if I have Instagram and I have podcast and I have a TikTok and I have a YouTube and I'm just putting myself out there, then there are less chances that I will give up. And that's important for me. And that helps me remember why I'm doing this. And it's not easy to remember. Like a lot of people say, just it's not about you. Think about the people you'll be helping and think about, yes, that's very true. And this helps me remember that. But when I, like I said, when I'm like all lost in the scrambling, it's not easy to remember that. Um, so the more quickly I can get over these uncomfortable kind of technicality and things, just get into a flow, a good flow where I can just bring myself fully, naturally, then it'll be better for all of us. Okay, that was a good beginning. I'm trying to think if there's anything else that I want to talk about right now. I don't think so. I think that's good enough for now. And I'm still, should I be looking at the camera or I don't know, I'm wondering. Thank you everyone for joining me here. Thank you for the trust. Whoever is here, that's amazing. And we are going to get better as we go along. And if there's one thing that I am learning so far from these past few months of building a business, starting a business, growing a business, it is taking that first step. And that is in anything. It's in the relationship. If there's a girl that you want to date and you're afraid, if there's an idea you want to get out there, if there's that Instagram page that you want to start or that video, if there's that conversation that you want to have, just go for it. Just take that step. It will create momentum. You will get better as you go, and just be brave. It is imperative. Like it's so important that you take this from this episode because I'm sick and tired of just hiding behind my fears and not going for it and not doing and taking the actions that I know will do good in this world, that I know will bring me to a place where I'm proud of myself. At the end of the day, I want to end every day and say, like, I'm proud of you. You took bold action towards your higher goals. And even if you don't see the results just yet, there is movement. You are creating momentum, and I'm proud of you. And so I want to leave you with that. Thank you for listening, and see you next episode. Maybe next week, I hope, or whenever.